Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here with Geekazine over at Geekazine.com. Think magazine, put in a geek, you've got Geekazine. Today I'm going to show you a program that you can use to create video. Now, I use multiple programs to create video, and what's interesting is I'm using one program to show you the program that I'm going to be using here, because I want to show you the interface as well as the actual program itself. So the name of the program is called BoinxTV, 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 and basically what it is a layered video system which can bring in screenshots from presentations, from cameras, and from other sources, and bring you a full, well-rounded video that you can then either record or send off into a stream to maybe a YouTube or a Ustream or something like that. So basically, I'm going to show you everything about it. Let's go over to the website to begin with, because this is pretty cool. This is the BoinxTV website. And as you can see, this is some of the stuff that they show that you can do with this software. And as you can see, lots of green screen. Bring in your iPad, bring in your iPhone. There's Andy Anako talking about the Apple II, stuff like that. So lots of cool stuff. And of course, we'll get into the program here really quick. So let's minimize this, and let's bring up BoinxTV for the first time. Now, BoinxTV is it can create templates for you, or you can create your own template from there. Like for instance, I can do a blank screen. I can choose it as a HD 720. I can choose it from this drop down. If I just want to do a 4:3, if I want to do 1080, whatever, I can choose it from here. I can create a document, so I can go right to there if I wanted to, and a whole bunch more. Now, they have templates, like for instance, let's say you wanted to get into doing a fashion show or something like that. There's a template for that they call eyelashes. If you're doing more of a news thing, especially if you've got a green screen behind you, you can use that through the BTV News. If you're creating conference, you can use the conference recording from BoinxTV. You've got many different options. Now, before we move forward, it also does give you the option to do some streaming, but the option of the streaming is not native into BoinxTV. The whole idea is you connect in using devices, you connect out using devices. Like for instance, the main camera has to be, or any of the cameras have to be USB cameras, have to be brought in. Like for instance, the camera I will use is my main camera being brought in via a Blackmagic intensity card. So if you wanted to bring an iPad app in or something like that, you would have to connect it up and then run that through a third-party box to bring it into the system. And of course, your computer has to be able to connect up, maybe via FireWire or USB or whatnot. So if you wanted to do a 3-camera shoot, for example, you'd want to have a machine that could handle two FireWire cards, or 3 FireWire cards, or 2 FireWire cards and a USB port in configurations like that. So just so you know, it's all direct connect in, but the quality comes out awesome every single time when you go to record something up on BoinxTV. Now, let's go back here. I'm going to show you this interface once again. Like I said, you can choose from many different options. We're going to choose the blank option. We're going to start from scratch here, and we're going to choose it as a HD 720 at 25 frames per second. I'm going to choose that, and it's going to create the document, and then we're going to get into the main interface. Now, it's going to put one thing on there, the placer, and as you can see on the screen, I'm just going to move the mouse around. This is the layer that you want. This is the information for that layer. This is the layer. And then, of course, over here is the full preview. Now, I've zoomed in on the full preview. It's just showing me on my MacBook webcam right now. So if you wanted to see me a little better, there I am. How you doing? I can actually change this up. And I change this up by going down to sources and saying, okay, this main camera, I don't want it as my FaceTime camera. I want to go to this drop down. And I want to choose my Blackmagic HD 5994. Boom. There, it just switched everything around. So now when you go up here, there I am. You're seeing me in the video, and that would then push out to a recording or a streamer or whatever. So that's in that area. Now, like I said, on this other side right here, this is where you could actually put in other information. Like, for instance, I can freeze the source, I can flip in the preview, I can create a transition, I can change the geometry, like I could crop a certain area of it. Let's see, let's crop. See, as you can see my brand new t-shirt. I have OGD, Obsessive Geek Disorder. It's one of my new t-shirts that I'm debuting at Geekazine. So yeah, you can make those changes, and that can create your placer and creates your full layer over in BoinxTV. Now, creating another layer is as simple as taking a layer and dragging and dropping either into the scene or into here, or just double click on it, I believe, and bring it in there. Oh, that's because I'm using sources, not layers. Sorry. So I switch over to layers. Now I can do it. Like, for instance, this is made with BoinxTV. I could double click on it. That creates the layer. I can also drag it in here and put the layer in that way if I wanted to. So then what I could do is, if I choose this live, that's this button right here. We'll go over to the main. We can go like that and said, hey, this is made with BoinxTV. How you doing? Jeffrey Powers here, and it's a switcher. It's just like any other software right there. So we've created two layers, and I don't want this layer anymore, so I'm just gonna delete it. And I've got my main placer layer. Now I can do a lot of other things in here, like for instance, a video switcher. So what this does is I can actually have 4 video sources here, and I can set up shortcuts over on this side to say, okay, with cut 1, it's gonna be 1. Cut 2 is 2, 3, and 4. So when I make this live, I can go from camera 1 to camera 2 to camera 3, camera 4. As you can see, that's switching over there. So it makes it easier for me to go back and forth between me and my other presenters and stuff like that. And of course, to change the placeholders, all I have to do is go over here. You'll see the sources. We'll go source A, and we can say main camera. So basically, I could switch it back to me as the main camera. Source B, I could bring in a video. I could bring in the Made with BoinxTV. That works. We could do this one. We could add media in here. I don't think I'll be able to find media really quick, but if we go over here, and we go, let's see, I'll go to my Geek Smack stuff. I'll find something quick there. Yeah, we'll just do, let's see, this one right here, which is probably an old video here. So now it'll add it, and it'll take a couple seconds to do. So now I can switch back and forth once this adds it. Hopefully it won't take too long. But once it happens, all I have to do is press 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can switch it back and forth and go from there. There we go. So it's added that. So now if I go 1, I got me. How you doing? I go 2, I still got me. I go 3, I'm Made with BoinxTV, and if I go 4, there's one of the videos. I think it's one of my Geek Smack episodes. So I could actually switch back and forth between all of them, and go from there. And it's still running, and I could continue on and say, okay, go back and forth. This is awesome video. There it is, me talking, and that's a pretty cool video, right? Yeah. So basically, that's going between 4, which then I can unlive it. And then I just have my main placer right here. And of course, we're going to go ahead and delete the video switcher because I want to. All right, some other options right here is, we could put in lower thirds. We can put in credits. We can put in objects. We can put in overlays, underlays if we wanted to, audio if we wanted to. and so much more. Here's another one that a lot of you really use, and that's the Twitter option. Now, as you can see, we're going to go live with the Twitter option, and I'm going to bring this back up. And it's hard to see because it's zooming in on it. But these are little Twitter tweets that are coming through. I'm not exactly sure what the tweet content is about. We'll go back here, and we're gonna look. We're gonna find. I'm guessing it's finding different types of hashtags here. So yeah, we search text, anything that says hello in it. So if we wanted to, let's say, E3. Because that just happened, E3 conference. Now we're getting tweets from the E3, anybody that's talking about the E3 conference, and that's which is pretty cool. It's so you can bring that on. Like I said, you would probably have a bigger screen. Like for instance, I can full screen this thing right now. Let me see how to do this. Bring it all the front, and there we go. Start full screen, and now you're seeing better tweets. You can actually start reading these tweets. Some of these are in different languages, but basically I put in, okay, I want to see tweets in just talking about E3, the two letters E3. So if I want to search, I can do search. I can do mentions. If mentions an Apple, we can then show that. Let's bring that back up to full screen. So, and of course, nobody's tweeting about it right now. So, if they were tweeting about it, you would actually see those tweets on the screen. So let's go back to E3 because that was pretty easy, and we'll bring it live again, and then we'll go start full screen. And for some reason, it's not doing it. But basically, oh, I forgot to hit enter. That's probably why. We'll live it up again. And for some reason, it's not doing it. Now, this is the first time that's actually happened. So, but I'm seeing it there. I'm not sure why it's not showing up there. Anyway, so you can do Twitter. You can do lower thirds on here. Here's a background we can place right there called computer circuits. So if I'm not live, we can just have this running in the background. So we'll do this. We'll go full screen, and then this is what you see in the background until I turn on my video right there. We'll zoom it in really quick, so I can make the placement. Whoops, and go from there. So when I come in, I can come in like this and go, "Hey, it's Jeffrey Powers. How you doing? Welcome back to the show." So simple layers. Let's see what else we've also got some cool stuff here. World time, the weather map. This is a really interesting one. Now I'm gonna put the weather map right here. There we go. And if I hit this live, as you can see, what that just did was it moved my video over, and it put a weather map here. Now, of course, it's got a couple things. I'm gonna just do the full screen on this again. So you're gonna see this, and you'll see the weather somewhere. I think this is Australia or something like that. It's 15 degrees here, and storming down there is sunny. And changing those are fairly straightforward. All you have to do is go down in here, and you say where you want. And then okay, so we can change thunderstorms to sunny, and we can say it's 80 degrees, and it's sunny here, and it's 90 degrees, and it could be overcast still there, and 22 degrees. Yeah, that's a big difference there, and then change that all from there. And then of course I can create a toggle key, and let's go Q. And then we want to change the duration on this, so we'll say 5.1, and yeah, that looks good. And we can bring up the event, and we just say none. So now we can unlive it. It goes away very, very slowly. But now if I bring it back into full screen, and I go Q, There's my weather map, and of course it will show me what's going on in the weather around the area. It's a little bit slow because I set it up to be slower. So 80 up north, 90 in the middle, 22. It's really overcast, really weird over there, and then of course 33 in the other areas. So, and of course, so that's weather map. That's one really cool feature on BoinxTV. You can do waving flags, mirror, a video mixer, a panorama 360, winter frame, spinning videos. That was pretty interesting. And then, of course, the video output test. Just to get, if you want to test what's going on with, there's just the test pattern. And I can turn it on. Once again, I can choose a toggle key to turn it on, turn it off. I can choose my the test image if I wanted to. And then go in and go from there. Now, okay, so we've talked about how this program works, just the basics of it, placing layers, bringing it up and down, recording, simple button up here to record, and we'll record it for a couple seconds here, and then when we hit stop, we'll be able to export the recording. The file is a .mov file, and it's humongous. It's like 15 minutes can be a few gigs in size. So you definitely want to convert it to an MP4, which will then make it into a size that you can send it to YouTube or something like that. You can transcode in different ways. So you, like I said, you can send it up to YouTube or wherever you send it and go from there. The file is stored on the hard drive, the big file and the small file. So you got to remember to go back into the computer and delete the big files, or else you're going to run out of space really quick. And then go from there. Now, to stream it out, there's nothing inside the software that lets you stream it out. So you need to use a third-party piece of software. Like, for instance, I set up CamTwist here to do that, to stream it out. I chose to do a desktop area of this. So I selected the capture area, and all I just have to do is go to the preview. And it's freaking out because it doesn't know what to do right there. But you see that's the preview. I think it's because I closed out of Boinx and went back in, and it's thinking it's 4.43 as opposed to 16.9. So I'll unlive that, and then we'll switch back to CamTwist. Yeah, it's still freaking out as to what it looks like. But yeah, if that happens, you just close out of CamTwist. You come back in. And we'll do that really quick. Let's close that out, and then I'll come back in to CamTwist, which is right there. And basically to do that, you're setting up the desktop into the main area. You don't choose full screen. Well, you can choose full screen. Or you can capture an area. That's what I was doing, was I was capturing this area right here. And we'll do that really quick. Of course, it's doing a full screen, so let's try and do it as quick as possible here. Alright, so yeah, I put up this corner like this, and then bring this over like this. And then this is what I was presenting, which ultimately is going to be something like a 360 screen if you go into your stream. And then, of course, if you preview it, this will act a lot better. There we go. So as you can see, it acts a lot better. So now I can use this to CamTwist to record or send it off somewhere else and go from there. So basically, you capture it, and then you use another program to present it. Like, for instance, another thing I could do, and this is what I am technically doing right now, is I can use Desktop Presenter from my Wirecast, and then of course bring it over to my PC where I'm pushing it, where I can then turn around and push it to a stream, or push it out to record it from there. And of course I can use these in tandem. So like, for instance, Wirecast doesn't have the Twitter feed option. And if I want to get tweets on here, and I'm not sure why it's not tweeting. Let's delete it and bring it back in. Or let's just do a news crawl. Let's say I want to do a news crawl because the main the Wirecast does not have a news crawl to it. So if I go full screen on this, now we got some news down there, and I can format this. I can put my own logos in. I can say anything tech related I want to show on the show, and then it could just sit there and then bring those latest news articles right down to the bottom, and of course I can set up how fast it runs, or by using all these settings over here, how many characters, the speed. I can make it go a little bit faster. It can make it go a little bit slower. So now I'm bringing it up. As you can see, it's going a lot faster than it normally does. Let me get rid of that, and you can read from there, and then bring in other layers. And like I said, you want the I think I got rid of the weather. Yeah, I got rid of the weather, so that cue wasn't working. And of course I can record a shortcut, and they'll just say W there. So now if I go back to full screen, if I don't want this news anymore, I just hit the W. Bring it back in, bring it back out. Bring it back in, bring it back out. And then of course it's moving over to the other screen, and then we're having some frame rate issues going back and forth. But you can also send it to an external monitor, and then push that external monitor through a device, which then goes into another computer, which then streams it out to make the frame rate a lot better, and go from there. So this is BoinxTV in a nutshell. There's a lot more you can do with it, and this is just the basic overview. And hopefully you get a good idea of how it works and why it works. I don't know why that did. Okay, so if you have any questions, of course, you can check it out. Go over to Geekazine, geekazine.com. Think Magazine, put in a geek. My Twitter handle being Geekazine. Email is geekazine@gmail.com. And ask me questions from there. And I go back and forth between multiple programs. I have about 4 different programs on my Mac. Because you never know. I mean, there might be one where we do have to answer Twitter questions, and that's a lot easier to go through Boinx and record it rather than a program that doesn't have a functionality like that. On the same token, it works in tandem, so you can push to another, so you can stream it out to people or record it, and do a lot more. Because you could have this set up as a main switcher between cameras, and then that pushes everything over to the other one, which then streams it out. So lots of different options there, but basically Boinx in a nutshell, creating just a simple scene. You can also use the already defined scenes, including the green screen options, to just do something really quick and have a lot of fun with it. Because there's a lot of companies. The Motley Fool is one, and if you watch their videos, they use BoinxTV. And a lot of other companies that use that as their main software switching program. So, like I said, if you have any questions, geekazine@gmail.com, or Twitter me over at Geekazine. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you at the next video, and yeah, go from there. You guys geek out and take care.